this is a story that one of the guys in my Discord server sent to me and just wanted to see my thoughts on it and raise awareness to the issue. So before we start, quickly just click the subscribe button if you want to meet more like-minded guys. Also join my Discord server if you want to ask some questions or perhaps even send me a story like this and I'll review it on a video. So let's start reading. My story starts around 3 years ago when I was very new to scripting. I had very bad mental and body health already, but I ignored them. This turned out to be a major issue later, so it's not something you can ignore. I ignored them mostly because I was not doing anything serious. I was just having fun and messing around. Then I found a certain game which I got really attached to, the point where I wanted to recreate it. So I did. It was mainly for a showcase and practice. I made a demo which I showed to my friends and they suggested to try and turn it into a full game. So I tried that, and when my game started to grow, I gathered a lot of friends along the way, which could do things that I couldn't, like modeling, animation, testing, balancing. It's going really well, although there are a few mistakes I made. The game was originally made to be a showcase, so it's not optimized, and I'm still quite new to development. I noticed I have a lot of issues when updating the game. It would be fine to slowly fix it, but problems would occur when I would finally get a job. I'd go to work and come back to the game every single day, in which I'm currently fixing a lot of things. This was my first mistake. I pushed the boundaries of what I can do with the game too far beyond my skill level at the time. I experienced a lot of bugs and everything. I felt burnt out because I didn't take proper rest. Okay, I see a lot of guys like this that are just burnt out and don't know what to do. But here you've made really good progress. Because, as I said already, most people don't even know why they are like that. Why they are so burnt out. Which is basically like level 1. You don't know why you're burnt out. Then like the level 2 is where you realize that why you're burnt out most likely is because you just set the bar too high. That would be like you just joined Pet Simulator X for the first time and you have like the noob pets with like 1 power or something. And then you go up to the like last chest to beat it, which requires like 10,000 or actually like a million, I don't even know, points to break. So, and it takes like forever and it's so daunting. Like, no sane person goes straight up to that large chest. They would grind the smaller parts until they can get better pets, and then go to tougher chests until they can actually destroy that 1 million power chest. Like what I suggest here is don't expect anything extraordinary. Like, do as much as you can and just, if you can, try to go harder. Well, try to go harder, of course, but if you just cannot figure it out, well, that's completely fine. As you go on about your journey, you keep on learning new things, and eventually you'll be able to figure it out. And by that time, you've probably have advanced so much that you can just make a completely new game that is so much better than the one that you have right now and make so much more awesome progress. Okay, let's keep reading. Somehow I turned a passion project, what I'm doing as a habit, into another work, which I don't find joy in anymore. This burnt me out, and after this I continued to work for a while until I gave up. I needed to rest at least for a while, a few months. Like, another thing you have to take into account is this really what you want to do in life? Is this your purpose? I've already made a video about it, which is right here, which you should definitely watch right after this one, where I explain actually what it is and why you should follow it. But in short, is this really what you want to be doing for like a few upcoming years or more? If not, well, then probably not wise to continue. After I quit, I just did a lot of practicing. I worked with other games a bit and did commissions, which I'd gained a lot of knowledge from. I decided to stop those to go back to my original game. I think maybe I'm ready now. When I came back, I realized there would be huge work ahead of me fixing the code for the entire game. It's a lot for one person, so I decided to make a new one, which I also pushed the boundaries too far again. It's glitchy, laggy, and everything. Well, as I said before, you advance so much that you realize that it's just silly to continue working on the current game where it's just too messy. So you just tend to make a new one, a better version of the same game, perhaps, and just continue working on that because you know just that you've advanced too much and it's really inefficient to continue working on the old game with the old code. And then also the boundary pushing again. Like it is really good to move out of your comfort zone, but you shouldn't set your goals that are unrealistic. Like I really have to applaud it to this guy for actually realizing what the problem is, which is just setting the bar too high. Because most people just do not realize that. So really big props to him. And I know you're watching this, so good job. I'm still not ready for this kind of game genre or something. I haven't learned my lesson yet, and my friends aren't around anymore. Well, if they were really your friends, they would stick around. They would support you in the bad times or whenever you needed help. They would still be around, so can you really call them your friends? Like, if it wasn't for the game, would you really be actually friends? Because if you think about it, the game is just a drug that keeps you all together. And if you take the drug away, it all vanishes. It's kind of like the same thing when you change schools. Like you're friendly with all your classmates while you're in it, but don't really talk to any of them. And when you switch schools or just graduate, you don't really talk to them anymore. Like you thought they were your friends, but in reality they aren't. They really don't care about you. I feel like I can't do this alone. I have too huge of a goal I want to deliver. It was a while until I started thinking why I keep doing this and why I pushed boundaries too far again. I feel like my expectations, which I want to deliver on, are too high. And it's more like I'm forcing myself to feel like this, which just sucks. This problem existed even before I started Roblox development. I felt like I betrayed everyone by leaving the game, like I needed to do it better. Like, you should not be sorry for what you want to do with your life. Like, of course, you let them down. But if you just absolutely hate what you're doing, is the progress really gonna be that good? And are the players really gonna be happy about it? Like, most likely not. So it would just die anyway. In this scenario, it's just better to not pursue it for your own sake. And probably for others too. I wrote the code for the game. It's not good enough, so I scrap it. I never really finished it as a result. I know it's all in my head and I'm the type that will just try to reason with everything. But even if I know it's not just fine or just don't do it, my mental health is still just bad. I'd lose control or forget them and push it too much or over and over. During this time, I also experienced pain around my lungs. It would stay for 1 to 2 seconds and stop. After a while, it started to happen more frequently. It was every single day at one point. I didn't really take the proper rest since I got a job. I was forced to I was forced to take a rest, so I did. And I left the game again. I was confused on trying to deliver something that exceeded my skill level. I was way too focused on trying to deliver something that exceeded my skill level. After this incident, I took a few months break. Still, my mental health isn't really going anywhere. I try to move on to other games, but I still have the feeling that I can't accomplish anything. That I would just disappoint others and everything. I still feel like I have to finish that game. I did go to a doctor to check my condition about my lungs, but I haven't really gotten my mental health checked out yet. I really should have done it a long time ago. Mental health isn't really something that I can't completely ignore or something. Like, first off, I consciously give you the permission to not care what others think, if that makes you feel better. Like, what you have to realize, others simply are not living your life. You have to decide what you want to do with it. About the doctor's appointment, I don't really know what's going on, but you should have checked out with the doctor, and you did, so that's good. But about mental health, it's a huge topic that I will get more into another video, but I'll quickly just go over in here in short. It'll probably sound completely insane to you, but you can fix your mental health in just 2 weeks. Like, there's no program that you have to buy from me or anything. You can do it completely for free. Let me quickly tell you a story. When I met my girl last year, she was completely, well, not completely, but really different from how she is now. Like, I won't really get into details out of respect for her, but at that time she was really depressed, like even going to a therapist occasionally. And when I came along, she would just steer away from all of that because I showed her the guidance. Now, I'm not saying that you should partner up with me or something because I'm already taken. But what I can do is tell you how I got my girl to a point where she's not depressed at all whatsoever right now, and she's actually really happy about life. Like, if you really want to do it, you can absolutely improve your mental health in like just 2 weeks. Like, as I said before, the therapist for my girl didn't really help her. She was literally paying money for it, but it didn't work whatsoever. And what I'm about to tell you and what worked for her is completely free, and you can do it at home. So basically, everything is just about having a positive mindset. So, how can you achieve that? I will just list all of the things here just because the video is getting quite long. I will make a much more in-depth guide, but the first thing you probably want to do is just get rid of all of the social media, like that you just doom scroll on, like Instagram and TikTok and shit. Because there you just constantly see people that seemingly have much more fun than you and are better you than you in every way. So you feel jealous of them, in turn making your mental health worse and ruining your attention span too. The next thing you can do is gratitude journal, in which you basically just write down a couple of things that you feel grateful about today. Like, I have a journal here for that. So what you do is just you grab a notebook, and no, don't do it on computer, because if you write it hand, it will be just much more thought into it because writing with your hand makes you focus more. And another quick thing you can do is start meditating. Now you may ask, what the hell is this wishy-washy thing called meditating? So basically what it is you focus on the breath while you inhale and exhale, or whatever you want to focus on in your body. Like, the goal is to have your mind constantly being present and attentively focusing on the breath. But as you do it, you'll quickly realize that your mind is wandering away. And that is completely fine, because that way you train your brain to be more present. It's basically just like doing dumbbell reps in weightlifting simulator. If you know, you know. But how does meditation help exactly? Well, in short, it makes you realize that the world actually isn't so bad because you can appreciate all of the good things in life because you are present. You can notice the small details and things, whilst when you were constantly scrolling on TikTok, you just didn't notice them because you were so hooked on the app. Well, there are more things that you can do to improve your mental health, which I'll explain in a future video. But these are just 3 things that you can start doing right now. And once again, I really want to congratulate the guy for being so brave and actually sending this in to me, because most people just are too shy to open up like that. So quickly subscribe to the channel, join my Discord server, and remember, you're just one game away. And I'll see you in the next one.